Hey guys, Matt here. About a week ago I was having a conversation with another YouTube user called Light vs. Darkness 64, and the two of us got to talking about our favorite aspects of the Star Wars universe. And we thought it might be a good idea if we shared that conversation with you. So this is the opening to the beginning of our four-part video series detailing our conversation. So thank you all for watching, or as Darth Vader would say,
We would be honored if you would join us.
Yeah, Krea's pretty amazing. I hated dealing with her displeasure with all of my actions when I played that game. But she was probably the wisest character in either game, and with the possible exception of Jolie Bindo, I do think she was incredibly, intuitive and smart. Um, I also find the infallibility of the Jedi annoying. I mean, it's really sort of arrogant to call Sith evil or bad just because they follow a different set of beliefs. I do believe that if I were like lived in the Star Wars universe and could use the Force, I would rather be a gray Jolie, or a gray Jedi, sorry, like Jolie Bindo. Not really tied down by all the constraints of the Order, but not evil like a Sith. Your comment about Krea really represents her ability to sort of transcend the extremes that you find in most other places of the Star Wars universe, Not often you get someone in the middle. I particularly like her answer to the question of what happened to Revan when the Exile asked him about it, or asked her about it, I'm sorry. She said, maybe Revan never truly fell. I like the idea that Revan switched sides from being a Jedi to being a Sith out of necessity, in order to avoid an even darker threat or greater threat. So I like that I like that characters like that have the foresight to sort of see that no one extreme is always right.
I agree completely. What I found most interesting about her overall was her lectures towards you about charity for the sake of charity. Although, unfortunately, Darth Traya at the end had some interesting stuff to say, I used the Force like one would use a poison and in the end find a way to destroy it, or something like that, that came out of the blue for me. Just to go off on a tangent, for a game called The Sith Lords, it doesn't really focus on the Sith Lords.
Yeah, I think so too. That's one of the biggest problems. I also dislike the ending. It's the same either light side or dark side, and also it's not really an ending at all. It was very flat, and I'm still a little angry that they haven't come out with a KOTOR 3 to finish the saga of both Revan and the Exile. Yeah, Knights 2 really could have been so much more than it was. Sadly, it's a game that didn't live up to its name. It's almost ironic, actually, that you spend the whole game tracking down lost Jedi and chatting them up, but you never spend much time being hunted by the Sith. It's a very misleading title. I actually think that Knights of the Old Republic 2, Korriban, should have had even more saturation of Sith, in the first game. It would make sense. If anything, the place should have thrived after the destruction of the Jedi. With a name like the Sith Lords, you really would think that more than 4 of them would have appeared in the whole game, and 2 of them were party members for 80% of it.
I still enjoy the game, that's why it's number 5 on my favourite games list. The ending is just nothing to me. When you go to Dantooine to either find no Jedi or meet the Jedi you didn't kill and then Kreia comes in and kills them, the game is basically over for me there. Also, it's very word heavy. That's kind of a good thing, but I think they overdid it, especially when Kreia is trying to cram in as much explanation as why she does what she does.
I also really enjoy the game, but I really dislike the game after the point that you mentioned with Dantooine, where the Masters come. It's really all over the place after that. You go to Dantooine with the Masters, then you go to Atrus's Academy on Telos, then, you go to Malachor, and then you fight Scion and Kreia, and all that happens way too fast. And you just left going, why did any of that happen? It should have had a more balanced placement of its events. Like how Bastila was captured in the first game. She was captured around the middle, So you had a beginning, middle, end. This one was very sporadic. Too much happened at the end too fast. That's my opinion. It was too messy. I agree. The dialogue can end up dragging on and on for me. I noticed this most when talking to G-O-T-O or Goto. I don't actually remember how you pronounce that. Also with Kreia and sometimes with Atris, I also noticed that this happened a lot during the cutscenes. It was a very wordy game, lots of dialogue. I have a question for you though. What the hell was the point of Kreia bringing the Wookiee to Malachor? I've never understood that at all.
Actually, Goto is one of my favourite characters of the whole game, and one of my favourite video game characters ever. He's like an accountant who snapped under pressure. I honestly don't know why she brought him there, or for that matter how she brought him there. I guess she wanted to stop Mira from helping you out or anything so she could get protection. Also, the last Malachor act, for lack of a better word, is something I really hate. I was almost unable to finish the game because I didn't kill all of the big green monster thingies, so when I controlled the remote I got killed by them when I tried to get past. Also, when you get into the academy, it's so easy to kill everyone. In KOTOR 1 you only got to level 20, but in KOTOR 2 you get to level 30, so you just become too powerful.